make video. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So the third day of Metaverse Fashion Week is here, and happy us. We have Sallyann Houghton here, the big boss, like fashion boss of Epic Games. Yeah. So, and Sallyann is well known by her quote. Let me quote at the very beginning. Yeah.
Wow.
Metaverse is an evolving definition and is being built by a number of very different contributors. It will be a computer-generated and interactive environment with its own robust economy, open to everyone, with no cap on numbers, and it will never stop. It will constantly live and breathe. The aim is that it will be a fair and fluid place where many different creators can build the image of the metaverse. Sallyann Houghton, so more than welcome. So please bring us some optimistic note to the 2025 to come. Yeah, so welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for trying so hard with my name. Like I really respect and I'm very grateful for you to give it a go. But I do think that there's a lot of hope to be taken from this moment in time, but also from 2025. So just a little bit about me. I work at Epic Games. I lead fashion and retail across the group, which means that I fundamentally have the best of two worlds in that I was kind of born into the fashion beauty space through content creation. And I kind of grew up through producing content and being drawn and fascinated by new innovations. And when I first began, new innovations just lived in the camera. There were, new innovations were very much part of the production process, a traditional production process. And then suddenly gaming and production came together, and there was an inflection point. And at that point, I started looking into what content looked like in this new world, like on real-time content that spoke to AR and VR to begin with, but then what do interactive experiences look like? What do games look like when we apply them to the fashion and the beauty space? And then that interest evolved into, and how can we use these incredible tools to actually like fast track the incredible creative work that is fashion and beauty and retail and product development? How can we move forward and be more efficient and be creative and collaborative? And so I come together with the ecosystem at large. That includes lots of big and small brands, but also creators and innovators and people that are designing tools that are going to fill that void between developers using 3D and everyone using 3D. And so it's an incredible space. And there are lots of people, lots of very talented people doing lots of incredible work that we don't get to see most of the time because it's internalized or it's in beta and it's not quite there yet. And I feel very privileged to be able to see a lot of that work. And then I bring that into the Epic ecosystem that most people are slightly aware of, and help Epic understand how our tools can be used in the industry and how they can be evolved even more so that the industry can leverage them and everyone can grow their use of real-time, grow their use of digital tools, and move towards this, this idea of the metaverse and everything that it possibly can be. So I'm aware that lots of people kind of know Epic, but know it for where they've touched Epic. And sometimes that's through tools and sometimes that is through gaming. And so if you don't mind, I would love to show you a little bit about our ecosystem. So I'm going to share my screen. So I am very proud of the fact that I work at Epic. And one of the reasons I am so proud is because we're a privately owned company and we are all about developing an open ecosystem for everyone. This is not about a gated, guarded space where you in some way are, held to ransom and can't leave. It's the opposite. It's a lot of what we do on a daily basis is all about integration and having this open ecosystem where developers, where creatives, where creators can thrive. And what does that look like? As I said, a lot of people kind of know the bit that they come in contact with, but actually our ecosystem is quite sprawling. And so we have the tools part of who we are and what we do, democratizing lots of the skill sets that live in 3D. We also have the content side, and Fab is our newly launched kind of mega mart, which I can touch upon again later. And then we have the surfaces and our distribution arm, and that's where Fortnite lives, a distribution platform for games, first-party games that are ours, but also user-generated content. And then we have our communities, huge, like robust communities, in-game, out-of-game, of different artists helping each other move forward with their creative endeavors. And so so Fortnite is what most people are aware of. Fortnite is a huge battle royale game, but it's so much more. The Fortnite ecosystem now is multiple games. We had the Big Bang last year. Multiple games that include Fortnite Lego, racing games, music experiences, concerts, as well as musical games. And the ecosystem has grown exponentially over the years. And now over half of the time spent in the Fortnite platform is within mini games, is within creator-generated, user-generated content. And those games are games that creators have made for themselves, their friends, their communities, or they've made them for commercial reasons. And so we see lots of great branded experiences, but we also see lots of just creator-driven, fun, silly games that have themes and come into vogue and then sometimes drift away again. But it's constantly evolving, and most of all, it's engaging and it's fun. And UEFN is one of the reasons why that space has developed so quickly. UEFN allows for a sophisticated version of the Fortnite creative kind of mini game that we used to have. It's a toolkit where we've brought in the Unreal editor into the gaming space for creators. And so it's now possible to develop games that look and feel and interact with the way that you want them to, much more diverse games. And everything that we bring into Fortnite, all of the gameplay that we have in our first party games, we filter down into our creator tools so that the creators can create diverse games as well. And we've had lots of different integrations. Some are standalone games, some are where brands and where IP and where celebrities will join existing games within the ecosystem. And the ones that are the best are the ones that are the most fun. They're the ones where people want to go and they want to hang out with their friends and have fun. But there's a lot of good data out there, and there's a lot of positive experiences for coming into this very playtest environment where you get immediate feedback from a vast community, and there's a lot of success in and around coming and trying out, being a little bit risky, trying out a different experience and coming together with your community. So developers, an open ecosystem, what does that actually mean with concern to the tools and how you can make things with Epic tools and platforms? So we want to make sure that developers, that creatives can choose the tools that they want to choose, can combine them, and then they can customize them. And this is why we're open source, and this is why we are integration first. Like, we want to make sure our ecosystem, which looks like this, is fully integrated with itself. So all of our tools move seamlessly into each other. Tools that are about visualization, tools that are about capturing IRL, avatars, marketplaces. We want to make sure that all of them fit very seamlessly into each other, but we also want to make sure that they fit seamlessly into the wider ecosystem of tools. And so partnerships and integration is really important to us, and it's a really big part of what I do. One of the most important partnerships that we've been pushing for the fashion and retail space is Clo, and we have others that would be classed as generic fashion retail digital tools. But Chloe's a really important partner, and we've been working really closely with them in order to bring in all of those incredible fashion items, fashion designs into UE, but into the whole of the Epic ecosystem. And we're going to continue to work with them and make that transition through from product design, from fashion design into interactive environments as seamless as possible. So Unreal Engine is the beating heart of everything that we do. It's an incredibly sophisticated Unreal Engine. I think most people know that it makes games. It's also used across M&E, but it's already used across fashion retail, within big traditional brands. Adidas leverage Unreal Engine, that, they're trailblazers in the space. They've created pipelines, automation. They're using it to fulfill a lot of their work streams with consent to content creation. And it's great to see. And then other brands are using it in order to visualize their products, to share, to create content that's customer facing, to create configurators so that customers can be part of co-creation. And all of that can come from the same 3D data that allows you to design these incredible pieces. And then another, I think, impressive use that we'll potentially see more and more of is unique customer experiences. Like I also run the LVMH partnership, and they're awesome partners. And the luxury space still wants to feel luxury in a digital age. And so the exploration into bespoke digital experiences for customers that really dig into the engaging VIC space. So the one tool that I talk the most about at the moment is Twinmotion. And I think the reason I do is because Twinmotion is it helps you visualize 3D, but it's really easy to use. And I think that one of the big problem spaces across the industry is that more people need to be able to access 3D, not necessarily be developers or designers, but just access 3D, be able to touch, feel in the digital realm, be able to interact with 3D. And Twinmotion allows you to do that really easily, really quickly. You can go from being I'd say a non-3D user to actually playing around within a photoreal environment that you have built. And so brands are using it to bring in their 3D assets and be able to contextualize that design and share it across the company really, really easily. And that's what's needed. That's what we have to do in the future, whether it's 2025 or all the way through to 2029. We need to work out how 3D can not just be part of a 3D department or a 3D designer's world, how it can be put into the hands of every single person, so that whether it's a business or whether it's the community, they can really find utility and they can really find joy from having a 3D accessible model. So Twinmotion is going to be developing more and more into the fashion and retail space. We've got lots of updates planned. Most of them very much sort of point to, aiding your visuals looking the way that you want them to, whether that's the content that you create or whether that's the initial models that you bring in. So we've got lots of work with fabrics. One feature that I'm super excited about is almost like a built-in configurator, in that you can just click and configure any model, any asset. And you'll notice that a lot of the visuals are motor cars at the moment. And that's because we spent a lot of 2024 working with the auto industry, who were very much embracing Twinmotion as a tool and helping really hone some of the features so that they could use it effectively across their business. And a lot of these features do transmit into other industries, but I hope to spend more and more time in the fashion space and do the same in 2025 and really bring in some of the fashion bespoke needs into the tools so that it can be seen as a fashion tool. We've also been putting new camera setups in, so it's really easy to get everything you need out of it. And we're going to be having some awesome updates with concern to how you can collaborate, come together over a web link, over VR, or even just on a desktop, making it as easy as possible once again for non-3D users to interact with 3D and really see its value. And the metahumans are always evolving, always changing, which is awesome. The bar for us with metahumans is physically plausible, and this is what we constantly push for. They're the most advanced digital humans out there. They will continue to be evolved and developed, like all of our tools. They're very much a framework, and that starts with the metahuman creator. That allows you to bring to life a digital human of your decision, and it also allows for you to either find a set human and blend it with others, or really go deep with concern to the sculpting of your digital human. And the variation that you can create is incredible. You can go as bespoke as you want with a number of different settings to be able to push your design to the max. You also then have all the rigging and everything that you would need to animate that human all built in, and everything is game ready. And if that digital human isn't for a game, then it's also able to bring down all of that information so that digital human can go into less AAA environments, let's say. You can also scan and apply your scan and then animate using animation tools that are as easy as picking up a phone, or you can plug them into much more industry standard tools. And coming up, we're going to be having speech-driven animation abilities, which means that you speak and the audio from you talking can be applied to your metahuman. That would be bilingual. And we'll be building up the gestures and the environment. So it's going to be even easier for you to bring your digital human to life. And with the help of Chloe, we've been making it easier to dress your digital human. The Chloe relationship has been really fruitful with helping build out a pipeline from Marvelous Design, from Chloe, all the way into Unreal Engine, so that it's as easy as possible. In a very complex world, like dressing digital avatars isn't easy. Simulating cloth isn't easy, but we want to make it as easy as possible. And we're going to keep working at that with the USD pipeline. And we're also going to push metahumans all the way into UEFN. So you can imagine soon, hopefully there's going to be an ease of designing your metahuman, dressing them, and then bringing them into a UEFN execution. And we touched upon it very briefly at the beginning, but Fab launched a few weeks ago. Officially, it's our Mega Mart. It's the amalgamation of other marketplaces that we had, which include ArtStation, Sketchfab, the Epic Marketplace, and Quixel. We brought them all together. And yes, it is a Mega Mart of those existing markets, but its objective is to be so much more. Once again, we want to help creators have a place where they can come and get everything they need to build interactive experiences, but also sell. We want there to be a flywheel of building, buying, selling, and allow everyone's use of 3D to grow exponentially. And we don't just want it to be for assets that are needed within our ecosystem. We want it to be for all builds of all different types. And this is why we encourage and we host all different types of assets there. So once again, as a creator, use the tools that you feel are most appropriate for your creative pathway, for your journey, and build how you want to build, and have everything you need on the Fab marketplace. And then if you see fit at the end, sell them back to the ecosystem. So that's the end of the slide portion of this. I can't hear you.
Thank you so much, Sallyann. Yeah, so a lot of information and systematically given to us. Yeah, so it clears my mind. Yeah, I know a lot, but we make a research, we explore, but still, it's very helpful when you put it in this system. Yeah, systematic view. The first question is, okay, so it's quite positive note for 2025, yeah, as we said, like a new frontier, a new direction for fashion to go, yeah. So we see that you have excellent examples, yeah, good. Yeah, what you did with cars is a nice example of what can be done for fashion as well, yes. Cars are more like geometrically defined, so we understand the reason why you started here more, okay. The question is, okay, speaking about the fab, the last point, can one buy and sell and resell the digital items, digital assets inside of the system, inside of this ecosystem? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So if I understand correctly,
Uh-huh.
yes, as a or if we just talk purely about digital fashion for a minute.
Mhm.
There are creators on Fab already. DressX is on there, where they design their assets, their clothing
Mhm.
asset, set body shape, and they have a storefront, and they are bought by, and often the metahuman is almost like the mannequin, but you'll have your outfit at a set body shape, and then digital designers, devs will come and they'll buy that outfit for you, and then they can use it in an experience.
Okay, I bought something. Can I resell it later on using blockchain or crypto or just with fiat money?
So
Which ways? Mhm.
our marketplace is, very much speaks to the need of a traditional 3D marketplace where you go
Mhm.
and you buy your assets and you use them. It's not, they're not NFTs, they're not tracked. I can sell as many of that one asset as I like. It's not a single, it's much more like a storefront or a supermarket where you'd go and you'd
Uh-huh.
buy some eggs, and then you can use and bake use those eggs to bake whatever you like. I think that there are rules around literally coming straight back in the back door and then selling it on again.
Mhm.
But the encouragement is that the digital assets just move through the ecosystem, and that creators do have an economy. They do have funds for that creative process, but then those assets move forward into other creative
Mhm.
processes. And yes, that that
I see.
they live and breathe in a different way.
Got it. So, and do you have plans to connect blockchain one day, yeah, and Web3 ecosystem to your fan? So, because there is market there, yeah.
Not like so. Not not on a roadmap as it stands at the moment. So
Uh-huh.
we very much want the ecosystem to stay very open and build that openness. Do we want to build additional connectivity? Do we want to build
Mhm.
additional integrations? Then yes, because we want the fab ecosystem to press into as many other different ecosystems. Like, the idea of all designers being able to design and then one click to fab is, that's the kind of integrations and
Mhm.
connections that we're interested in. So there's this constant fluidity.
Yeah, I see. Thank you. And coming back to meta humans, yeah. So, do you have any plans to make them more open to the AI connection? I mean, to AI supercharge them. So maybe one day we'll have their Frankenstein style creatures. So who knows? Because what you have done, yeah, meta-humans, they already look like humans. Yeah.
Yeah,
So online, you don't see any difference. Yeah, to be honest. So your technique is excellent. Yeah. Okay. The next step is like to bring some soul to them. Yeah. So in a form of AI potentially. So what are your ideas? What is your plans and whatever?
so it's there's lots of metahuman AI out there. Like there is
Uh-huh.
there's already kind of third parties that are doing it, and I
Hmm.
think that that's how we're happy for it to be. In that metahumans for us are this framework, and with that framework, you can create and you can do whatever you want with it. And so within the gaming community, AI isn't really needed. They just want a great character that they can plug into an
Uh-huh.
interactive environment. And with the three and within the media and entertainment industry, they often, you know, want background actors or even foreground actors that look, you know, realistic and plausible. And once again, AI isn't needed, but there are other industries, there are other wants, there are other needs where AI is, you know, metahumans coming together with AI is really, really useful for coming together with customers, for building out some kind of IP and some kind of ambassador, and they exist already. So I think that if you do want to build your metahuman and you do want to have it to AI, then have a kind of a look at the different companies that are already doing it and do it. I love the idea of, like, I think it's super, super interesting and super important for brands to learn more and more about AI because they have IP, and that IP can be captured beautifully within their own personal AI. And then they can then keep it, run it, share it through metahumans, through other interactions, and allow that IP to actually flourish within the safety of their company. And so I think that the future and having a bubble of AI within your community, within your brand, within your IP is going to actually be really important.
Yeah, got it. Thank you. So, and maybe one day, these metahumans, like AI-based, AI supercharged metahumans, can become our customers for fashion industry. I'm quite serious here. So, yeah, why not? Tomorrow we have the presentation of Dafak. It's an AI-based money issuer in fashion influencer, and as them position themselves, they say that we are a post-human fashion influencer, fashion investor, and fashion minting machine for coins. Yeah. So okay, I want to sell something to Dafak, or I want to buy something from Dafak. Now, as I see, they are just two-dimensional. Yeah. But one day they can use metahumans. Yeah. So I mean, the AI creature, it already exists. Yeah. So they take part in the, Metaverse Fashion Week. So they even paid for participation. So I'm not kidding now. Yeah. So somehow, yeah. So they have crypto. Yeah. So the world is changing quite quickly. So maybe tomorrow, some of metahumans can become our customers, and maybe it's a huge market in front of us, because as we understand, the future of fashion isn't making just the twins, digital twins of what we already have. With all your system, with all your ecosystem of tools, yeah, with what Epic brings us, yeah. So there's like thousands of opportunities here to create new worlds, new digital assets, everything connected to AI, yeah. So what we call smart fashion, yeah. And one day there will be customers there in a form of metahumans. So why not to sell them, yeah? So traditional fashion is in traditional crisis, in a financial crisis in this world. Yeah, and positively, we think that here is the new horizon, new frontier, and so they can become customers, yeah, metahumans.
Yeah, I love it. Why not? Like I say, they're a framework, and the idea of metahumans is to democratize the use of sophisticated digital humans, like put digital humans into the hands of creators to do as they see fit and to create as they see fit for the future and for future technologies. And so I can't wait to see what people do with metahumans. I think it's going to be awesome, and we're going to be shocked and surprised and overjoyed all at the same time.
So give us, like, on positive note, please, what are your predictions for the fashion industry and technology in 2025? Like, give us directions and like positive hope. Yeah. Please.
So I am like genuinely very positive. I feel very positive about 2025, but just the future of kind of fashion and retail and digital transformation, digital development. I know it has been a tough time, and I know the predictions are that it will continue to be tough for fashion as we know it, let's say traditional fashion. But I am seeing such incredible, invisible work happening with brands, with developers, with startups, developing technologies and developing tools and developing pipelines that are going to make a huge difference. And no one gets to see it. No one, it's not the kind of thing that articles are written about or that are used as PR and campaign fodder. And it's not the innovation spend that we're used to seeing that is, oh, we're going to spend on a metaverse experience. This is the foundational layer within large companies that will allow for us to start to build towards this end-to-end digital pipeline. And the end-to-end digital pipeline is what is needed for us to push all the way through into metahumans having AI and buying things. It's the foundational layers and the foundational steps so that brands have digital products that can as easily be made into products that go into the high street as they can go into digital experiences and digital worlds. And at the moment, it's not one path, it's many paths. But the work that's being done in many brands, however small the teams are, the progress is huge, and I feel very positive about that. And I know that that progress will continue into 2025, and it'll get the industry at large one step closer to something that looks more like digital transformation rather than just digital test and play, which is kind of where we have been. So I feel really good about that. That's kind of my unseen invisible prediction, and and why I feel very positive. I also feel like there's going to be more and more work in the space that is digital design, fashion design, and how that can easily slipstream into real-time worlds, whether that is integration like the Clo integration, whether that is cloth development, cloth simulation, and also it has to go hand in hand with bodies. There's work coming down the pipe that is being able to utilize better bodies, better digital bodies. And I think all of this will push towards us finally being able to see some very interesting, very useful examples of digital fit. And it might not be, me scanning myself and turning myself into a metahuman and then having clothes on, because I don't really want to do that. But great examples that feel very easy and very seamless, where I can see my clothes on my shape, and I can very quickly go, yes, no. I think that we're finally getting to an inflection point with the technology where we can start to build out some of those applications and them actually be useful to the industry at large.
So thank you so much. You are more than welcome for the next season. It's going to be in April and May. And our smaller innovations, it sounds a little bit crazy, but it is that we're going to use offline events, offline side of events as well. Why not? So you are welcome to Silicon Valley, because we're going to organize some tours here for C-level representatives of fashion brands, meeting like corporations, tech giants, and venture capital funds. We're more about bringing investment into the smart fashion. Now, or potentially, maybe we can do something in London as well. Yeah, it's your great place. Yeah. Thank you so much for this positive note, for this voice of hope for all the industry. Yeah. So, and see you soon. Yeah. So we're going to make to prepare the interview. Yeah, in a written form as well. Yeah. So let's promote the ideas. Let's promote this hope for all the industry. Thank you so much, Sallyann.
Thank you. Very nice to see you.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye.